clubs? Do you remember how many clubs were not current with their compliance on youth protection? I gotta go find Peter's email. But it was quite a bit.
About half.
About half, right, is what I remember when he emailed it to me, but that was about a month ago. It's so that was surprising to me. So if you let's spend some time here today on it. Who doesn't know if their club has filled out their youth compliance statement?
So I remember, this is Eileen Mims from the E-Club, and I don't want to ever forget to do things, so I immediately send it off right after the training, send it off to our club president. She sent it back to me, and I emailed it back to well, it must have been Peter, whoever was on the bottom of the and then like a month ago we got a notice saying we never received your sheet, and I had the whole email trail that it did get sent. So I'm just wondering if that has to do, that may be a reason why it appears that not a lot of people send it in, that there was some hiccup in receiving it.
Okay, well, I will have Peter resend this, but you said, did you say E-Club? Eileen?
It was already resent.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, you're good. Your E-Club is good.
Right.
Who else?
Right.
Who else has any questions?
Hilo Bay probably. We're probably not set up.
Hilo Bay does need to send theirs in. Yep.
I thought we sent ours in.
Pro Ridge is in. Yes.
Ryan, do I need to set my club up?
No, you're not a Rotary Club. I mean, you are technically. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way, but you're a Rotaract Club. All right. Well, I will get Peter to resend this. Please. This is very important. Make sure that your clubs are certified on Rotary International side as well to participate in youth events. So it's something that's important. So please make sure that you're getting these club compliance statements in. What else is on my agenda? All right, I'm just going to jump straight into it. So coming up November 8th, I will send a reminder, but November 8th, that's election day, from 10 to 12 in the morning is our Rotary College webinar series being put on by our youth subcommittee on college and career readiness. And a flyer went out. It's on Zoom. But it is on not a school day, but it's on a school holiday. It's on a election day holiday in the morning, 10 to 12. And we chose that day last meeting to try to make that simple for the students to attend, where they wouldn't be double booked with other youth events like sports or band or whatever they're in. So please get this information to your clubs and get folks to sign up. And it's open to anyone. I know we've always kind of said Interact is our focus, but some of it is just about getting the word out about Rotary as a whole. This whole webinar is being put on by Rotarians, and the colleges are going to be represented here as well. So please try to pass along to your Interact clubs. I've already sent it over to Mid-Pacific and Roosevelt on my end, and I'm sure they will send some folks. Does everybody remember or know what I'm talking about and has seen the flyer within the last few weeks? I know I haven't sent it a reminder, but I will send a reminder. We're only about 2 weeks out. Everyone got that? All right. Naomi, I know you're in touch with UH. What other, I know Chaminade and HPU and others are on the list.
And community college. So Eileen
And the community colleges. Yep.
Yeah, Eileen made a really good point about including the community college, because some of our interactors, like for our Fangton kids, it would be good for them to go. So thanks to Sandy, we got a name, but we haven't gotten our confirmation yet from Caitlin but UH is there. HPU is, we don't have a name for HPU yet in Chaminade. And so Susan Goya is in touch with these entities and the financial aid piece too. She has a contact.
Great. So it is, a little bit of both, applications, making your application stand out, what each of these schools are about. And there is also a financial aid component as well. So I think it'll be a good presentation. Hopefully you all are invited as well, and hopefully you all can make it too. Any questions on that? I just look forward to trying to get folks to register here. There is a registration link on the flyer. And it will be recorded. I think that's something that's important. The other thing is that I know folks are trying to do in-person events as much as possible. So if you want to gather a classroom together and watch the video together live, that'd be great. But if you want to maybe just pass along the recording to your Interact clubs and just host them for lunch and a later date, playback, that's kind of what this whole thing is also about, is trying to create the resources that you could use them at your pace, at your club's pace, at your youth's pace as well. So just that will be provided when it is ready. All right. Moving on, D5000 Youth Project Grants. So thank you all for those of you that were able to get your club's grant applications in. Unfortunately, we did not get any from Kauai, which was too bad. So I don't know how, I haven't, and Naomi, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't heard a lot of active clubs on Kauai right now anyway, Interact clubs. Do you know of any?
Well, the island school is supposed to be active. So, I think we need to contact someone. And Waimea had some people on the RILA 2 years ago. So
yeah, it's been a while, but yeah. So I have to talk a little bit to District 5000 and our grants team there, but I'm hoping that District 5000 would be willing to allow us to repurpose the Kauai grant to another Oahu club to try to make sure that we could still spend some of that money for projects. But I appreciate folks sending their clubs grants in. I plan on trying to get these reviewed quickly, and our goal was to notify by next week Tuesday. So I do need to get a quick committee together to help me review it, and it's not too many, so hopefully we can have it quickly done. And I'd like to offer anyone here on the Youth Service Committee, if interested, to join me on a evaluation committee. Obviously, if your club has submitted, you'll have to recuse yourself for that particular evaluation. But anybody in particular interested in participating in evaluating some of these grant proposals? Naomi, maybe I will ask Naomi. Nicole, was that you raising your hand?
I can.
Maybe I'll ask Nicole, Naomi, and Sandy. Sandy, I don't want to burden you too much, but as past district governor, that's maybe a good role for you as well, and keeps it fair. So I appreciate that. I'll get that over to you in the next day or so we can just do a quick review and vote. All right. Any questions on the project grants? I know it's happening quickly. It's not a huge sum of money, but basically each Interact club that's selected here is going to have up until May 1st to finish the project and turn in their grant report to me, and as a reporting back to District 5000's grant team. So doable, definitely. Hope to see a lot of the projects kick off here in the end of the year, beginning of the year, and get finished by early to mid-spring. So any questions on the grant projects? More to come soon, obviously. All right. I don't see Steve Dyer here on the call, but HRYF is going to be kicking in a gear here. I should know this, and I should always check in with him first. But there should be a training coming up on HRYF. Has that been scheduled, Naomi? I saw it on the calendar last month.
I'll look
All
it.
right. Sorry about that, folks, but know that in November is usually when applications are released and training starts. So that should be happening soon. So stay on the lookout for an email from HRYF. Usually they request your club rep attend the training, so you know what the important dates are going to be. This year is really not much different from last year. For the clubs that are eligible for the 5,000, or whether or not you're only eligible for the 2,500, it is the same process, but basically you have certain due dates here in the next few months to get the applications to your schools. I mean, obviously HRF is sending them as well, but publicize the scholarship application. Solicit applications from whatever youth organizations you work with, and have those applications in front of you before February 1st of 2023. I think for most of us that have done this before, it's relatively straightforward nowadays, but we've always been struggling to get the word out there that these applications are available and that students should apply. Any folks that have any questions on HRYF?
What was the dead date we have to do it by?
So the applications are always due by February 1st of
That's what I thought you said. I just wanted to write
the
it down.
year. Yeah. But I don't know if the new applications are out. Well, it says the application period for 2023 will open shortly.
Okay.
But
Ryan?
yes.
I have a quick question. This is Lisa from the Kaneohe Rotary Club. So
Hi,
I have
Lisa.
hi. Alita and I are co-chairing representatives from our club, and we're kind of new to this. So just wanted to ask a few questions. I have on my calendar that the HRYF scholarship meeting is happening on Saturday, November 5th from 9 to 10. Is the Zoom link out yet for that? Do we check?
Not that. Yeah, not
Okay.
yet. Yeah, so I just pulled open their bulletin as well. November 5th, Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m. is the training. Thanks, Lisa.
Oh,
you have better
no,
notes than
just
I do.
for me. And then so I have an idea of the timeline. So the word goes out to the schools about applying, and we should expect the applications to come to us, or the contacts, February 1st, 2023. And then we would hold interviews, but when are the interviews generally held or taking place?
So there will be a training also in February. So it's a little late. It's like they do the training kind of right before the interviews, but most clubs choose to do their interviews sometime within the first 3 weeks of February, because you have to let your area know of your selections by usually the last week of, or second to last week of February. Those dates will be given in the training. But
Okay, I won't commit you to it. Thank you so much for it. That gives us a general idea. It's very helpful. Thank you.
So the dates on the calendar, February 1st is when the applications are due to the clubs. February 18th is when the club has to complete their interviews. So you only have to the 1st to the 18th. You need to send that application, the number 1, to the area selection by February 25th. And then the area selection is done by March 11th. So if you go to the district website and look for the scholarship and the quick links on the right, go to that page and it has all of the dates.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Naomi. Very helpful.
So the applications are not ready yet. We're having a meeting this week with the application committee. So if you've got any issues with that application or what it says, please let it be known now, so before the committee meets.
so you have a little less than 3 weeks basically to do your interviews, and it always takes a little bit of time to schedule with your students and whatnot. This year and just as we did last year, some clubs, you know, if you get extra applications, or not extra, but if you get too many and a certain club gets too little, you may be asked to share. If you ask to share and try to distribute it to make it a little bit fairer for folks, you do need to get the students' permission. So just remember that's an important piece, because before that, some clubs would get like 2 applicants and other clubs would get 10, and we tried to balance it out a little bit, make it a little bit more fair. And so that can still occur. It just needs to be done with the applicant's approval. And the last thing I'll just say about HRYF is, you know, hopefully folks were able to get through Give Aloha, and it sounds like HRYF did fine this year and very well, and increased their donations from last year. Please just make sure you guys are keeping track of that, because that per capita donation is what's going to make you eligible for your $5,000 scholarship next year, right? So you have to make that $20 per capita target this Rotary year, right? So within the next 6 months or 8 months, you got to make that $20 per capita, so you're eligible for the $5,000 next scholarship year, 2024. So just remember, like, don't forget, it's a little confusing, but that's the way it is. So don't forget. Jay,
It's a minimum of 20.
it's a minimum of 20. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a suggestion of
Give
40.
more, give more. Yeah.
You know, so approach a club with it suggested of 40, but we must do 20.
Right. Correct.
And you'll raise it, because this is, you know, we only have so much money in the pot. If we keep draining the pot, we're not going to have money for the future.
You always remind me to say it properly, Jay. Yes, it is a suggested, recommended, highly recommended donation of $40 per person, because that's really what funds this program. So thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions on HRYF? I know that was a little jumbled from my end, but November 5th, keep it on your list, on your schedule and calendar, because they'll definitely go over the dates. And just make sure your club rep is aware, right? I mean, like they're the ones that are going to get the emails, because you turned in that form at the beginning of the year with your club rep and your judge contact information. So if you are wondering about it, just ask them for it. And I'm doing my clubs this year, so I will have some of that information as well. All right, Naomi, I don't know if you have any information, because I don't, from Steve. Do you have any updates on the alumni event in November?
On Maui, it's on the 14th at Seascape. So an email went out to all of the alumni that we know of. For Oahu, it's on the 16th at Aloha Beer, and there's no registration for that. The Maui one, there's a registration form. And we haven't heard from Big Island and Kauai.
Okay. So alumni, remember, not current Interact students, please, but alumni. But you know, if you have past HRYF recipients that are around that you see, or any other you know, Rotary affiliated alumni, they are more than welcome to attend. I plan on inviting several of my past Interact students that are now graduating college already. So
It's open for Interact students, former Interact students.
as long as they're alumni, right? So as long as they're not current Interact
Yeah,
students.
no,
yes.
I'm saying alumni.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. RILA. I know RILA committee has been meeting. Rick, do you have any updates for us from last month?
Well, Nicole and Brian and myself and Tracy and Tasha, we all met at Camp Homolani on Friday. Took the whole tour. It's actually, they've spruced up nicely. They had 2 years, they've painted. It's very clean. So we're very, very excited. Schedule's coming together pretty fast. I've got quite a few people committed, signed up. So just waiting for a couple of things, and then I'll put it all in writing. Natasha secured the transportation. You may have seen that. So that actually was not in my budget. And so that raises, we're going to do $150 per student. We had the Camp Homolani, but I didn't have the bus in there. So to be safe, we'll do 150 per student. So I'll just put that out right now. I'm waiting for Camp Homolani to send me the final budget. Our meeting, we discussed all of that. Anything else from there? Oh, Nicole's come up with a few good volunteers. So that's pretty exciting stuff. I've got a number of folks that have offered to volunteer. So I'm really excited. It's coming together really fast. And so we're in really, really good shape right now going into this. So that's my update.
Great. Sounds good. So hopefully that means Rico is volunteering at RILA this year. Any updates you are able to share on our neighbor island RILAs? I know Big Island is at KMC, and then Maui's on I think it's at Maluhia now, not KNI.
Right, KNI is not there.
Any updates for those? I mean, I know they secured the locations. I don't know how the planning's going or anything like that, but
It's Mary's.
all right, sounds good.
Yeah, no, we actually just had a meeting, Tim and myself and a couple other people that are on the committee. It's my first rodeo, so I'm just learning that. But we had a preliminary meeting the other week and kind of discussed the generals of it. And it's February 17th to the 19th. And we got another meeting coming up actually on the 3rd of November, those things. So it's just getting started, but it's taking shape.
Great.
So I'd
right.
also throw in that Josh put the sign up, a QR code and the link for signing up. I've asked him to do a poster in addition, but it is in there, so it's ready to go.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
signups for students or signups
Yeah.
for
For students, for volunteer,
students.
I think
For
volunteering is there
volunteers
too. Did you notice, Ken? I think both are there actually.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure for the volunteering, but definitely for the students. I didn't look at it too closely. So
Yeah. I asked Josh a couple of questions, so I should know more soon.
Great.
So I'm running to another meeting. So.
Thanks,
All
Rick.
right.
All right, so that was new to me. Registration is live now, so please, if you do have folks that you are interested in having apply, they actually can go to RILAHawaii.org.
But that's
It
just
is-
the Wahoo clubs, right?
This actually looks like it's all of them,
Oh,
and you'll get, once you register, you'll get pushed to your specific island.
thank you.
So RILAHawaii.org, everyone.
Ryan, do you see it? Do you see the form? I don't see the link.
Oh, you click on the register today link piece, and then it takes you to a Google Forms.
Oh, maybe they should say that's the link to.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, click on register today on the RILA Hawaii landing page, and you'll get there. It is a Google form registration. But just note for Oahu, Rick mentioned costs are going up to $150 per person. All right. So again, for folks with internet clubs, and hopefully you've set some district funds aside. I usually set aside around $1,000 for RILA every year for district. I think this year was a little less, unfortunately, but that way I can send at least a few from each of my 2 clubs to attend. So hopefully each of you have set some money aside or can find some funds to help sponsor several kids to RILA. Please work with your interact clubs to get folks that want to applying. Last year they did run out of space, but it was a statewide kind of virtual event. This year, with it being in person, I think there's going to be room for more. So, but always, space is limited. So if you are interested, please make sure you're signing up. I don't have anything to update for Junior Ryla. Joanne mentioned she didn't have any updates for me for this meeting, but I do have another update from Joanne that I'll go through a little bit later here. Since Nicole is on, I want her to give a little quick update on what she's planning here for the Young Leaders Celebration. It's going to be different. I think I made this announcement last meeting, but it's not going to be tied to district conference anymore. There was some just some difficulties with trying to make sure that as many folks could participate while not making it too difficult for folks to fundraise to travel to the Big Island, and not also having a venue next to the hotel for district conference to have it at the same time. So there is a different plan this year for Young Leaders Celebration. Nicole, do you want to give your quick update?
Oh, good. It's going to be a surprise for you too, because it changed again.
Okay, great.
So we're actually meeting tomorrow, yeah, to try to plan this a little better through, but I'm waiting to hear back from Sonia, who's waiting to hear back from James Campbell about them donating the location again. So we're hoping to get Lani Kupunua again. We wanted to make it a 2-day event, which would have been really fun and cool, but we kind of transferred over some of our ideas to Ryla, so Rick knows. So there's still going to be like this really fun game tournament stuff for the kids, but instead we're gonna now do only a 1 day, since James Campbell would only be able to donate the location for 1 day and can't let us stay overnight there. We don't want to do an overnight at a hotel because that's kind of too expensive for the kids. It's just gonna be mostly the same as last year, but because the date we're looking at is April 23rd, that's Rotarians at Work Day, so we're gonna try to integrate a service project on that day, and it'd be kind of nice to have all the kids in one place to help. So if any of your Rotary clubs want to be a part of this kind of like joint service project that we're trying to plan, then feel free to reach out to my club email. And we can go ahead and plan that with you. So it's going to be like a longer event with the service project. We're hoping to have awards still. I know Ryan's, which awards won't be able to be announced anymore. We just talked about it, the Interact stuff, but we can't have that anymore. So we'll figure something else out to give away prizes and awards to the kids because they did enjoy that. But yeah.
Sounds good. So thanks for the update. I guess I'd like to bounce some ideas here off the committee. Do you think that your Interact clubs would be interested in kind of joining together with your Rotary Club to do a joint service project on Oahu on the west side on Rotarians at Work Day? Because I know a lot of like, so for my club on Rotarians at Work Day, we always invite our Interact clubs to join us for Rotarians at Work Day. So in this instance, they wouldn't be able to join us unless we were doing a similar project out in Kapolei, in Ko'olina, where this event is being held.
Yeah, I know Sonia said they have to see what dates they have available. So we're kind of tied in that part right now because they're only willing to give, supposedly, they're only willing to give the location this year, not an additional like $3,000 that we had last year.
Well, it's very, it's generous of them to rent it to us. I didn't give it to us in the first place, but I don't know, I guess, so Nicole can have some feedback. What do you folks feel like about having a youth kind of Interact awards event and service project on the same day as Rotarians at Work Day? This is probably, again, unfortunately, it's probably gonna be mostly for Oahu. But you know, obviously we would welcome any clubs that wanted to come in person from the outer islands, but you know, obviously we understand the challenges behind that. Any concerns, thoughts? Great idea.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of our clubs will always join us. You just did this past Saturday, 2 came out in force, so they'll come out when we ask them.
Okay. So would you be willing, you think you'd be willing to have your Rotarians at Work Day kind of part of this youth event?
We would go to the once a month where we take care of a part of Leesdale Park and creating a garden and so forth. That's where we work. Right where the water main break was for the Navy.
Yeah. Okay. So So that might be a little difficult then, right? Because it would be hard for that particular Interact club to, and Dick, which Interact clubs do you have again? Is it Pearl Pro City High and
Highlands Intermediate,
Highlands
RC
Intermediate?
Interlude, and maybe high by then.
Yeah. So if they would be joining with Pearl Ridge in their Rotarians at Workday at Blaisdell Park, say in Pearl City, that might be a little hard if we wanted them maybe to be in this youth event. So I don't know. What do you think, Nicole? Maybe do we want to see if we can do it on a different day, like, but maybe sometime around that time?
We can. I just don't want to make it too close to the district conference. I know that's why we kind of originally chose April, and to keep it away for the road director's sake, since we are in charge of this, keep it away from finals week.
Yeah, no, I think sometime in
So-
April would be good. It just maybe not exactly Saturday the 23rd, maybe
Good,
the
no.
20, maybe Sunday the 24th or something.
I think
Sunday is the
Saturday,
23rd.
it is
23rd
23rd is a Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Saturday the
So,
22nd, Sunday the 23rd.
I tried to tell Sonia the 22nd would be better, but she said she'll see because it depends on their calendar.
Okay,
So-
so Rotarians at Workday is the 22nd, right?
Okay.
It is?
Yes, Saturday the 22nd.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So if you have it for Sunday the 23rd, maybe that actually does work out pretty well.
Maybe
Okay.
we can organize something in Maui with some of the other clubs doing a larger project.
Yep.
With,
I mean, I think that's what I was going to mention in a little bit here was that, as Rotarians Give Thanks Day comes up here, I'd encourage clubs to join together and bring their youth clubs together as well to do projects. Does everyone have a Rotarian Gives Thanks Day project already?
I don't
Not
think,
yet.
I don't know.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. All right. Well, I am always looking as well. Our club has reached out to a couple of folks, but if there's something that comes up when we can join, forces together with other clubs, I think that's always a very fun and meaningful event when different clubs get together, especially the different youth clubs get together as well.
Ryan,
Yes.
okay, so some of the clubs have Rotarians at Work Day project already, so it would be
Mhm.
hard. So we're thinking of doing ours at the Farrington High School. So what about March 13th to the 17th is spring break?
That's too early.
Spring break though.
Yeah, but the Rotaractors, you can't expect the college students to give away their spring break.
Okay, but this is mostly for the interactors, right? You guys are, okay, well, anyway, Randy, with Kanu Hawaii, are we looking at doing projects at the schools during the Rotary at Work Day?
We were just tentatively looking at it. There's nothing confirmed yet. Matt has reached out to me again. I just need to be able to take a look at that and then marry him up with somebody that's going to make it happen.
Okay, so if we do that on that Rotarians at Work Day, then everybody's going to be at a school around the island, around the state, right? And Kiwanis and Lions Club is willing to help us too, so it could be a bigger, impactful project.
We can, which is a week before, like the weekend of April 15th, work better.
I was just going to say that too.
I don't want to
Nicole.
do it any sooner than that.
I'm wondering if we do it the week before.
I can ask Sonia to ask about that. I just can't go earlier than April because our Rotaractors, we can't do it that soon.
I think if the district has some bigger things planned for Rotarians at Work Day, I do think that it would make sense for our Interact clubs to be with our Rotary clubs on those days. So why don't we look at like the 15th?
Okay.
All right. So we changed it again. Let's you.
Yeah, it's been all
No.
over.
I appreciate it. but we won't, like I think Nicole mentioned a little bit during her quick update was that we wouldn't be able to really issue any awards for the district grant projects because the district grants would be due after, the final report would be due after the event. So that's what she meant. It's not that we wouldn't be able to give them an award at some point. In fact, I'd like all of our district grant recipients to have a place at the district conference at some point to talk a little bit about their projects. But in terms of giving out awards for those particular projects, we wouldn't yet have their final completion documents before then. So it's okay. I think there's other awards that we can give out and recognize them still at this Young Leaders event anyway. So don't worry about it, Nicole. We'll figure that out.
I do want to try to incorporate it somehow, just have them share about what they've been doing though.
Yep.
It just won't be an actual award yet, yeah.
Sounds good. All right, so more to come on the Young Leaders celebration as well. All right, Rotary Gives Thanks. I just mentioned this. So if you've got a Rotarians Gives Thanks project, please get your youth out there. How many folks have folks been doing projects with their Interact clubs already this year? I see a couple of yeses. See some muted no's. Not yet. What is there anything that that we can do to help? Oh, Steve and Wes are thumbs up. All right, great. Yeah, anybody want to share? I imagine we'll be wrapping up here in the next 10 minutes or so. Anybody want to share a little bit about their projects? Yeah, Steve.
We did a bike path cleanup, the Pearl Harbor bike path just Saturday.
Yeah.
We also do a student of the quarter project with Radford where they send us kids and, it's the first time they've ever, done anything in public, at a, speaking before, who they perceive to be, accomplished people. So that's a real fun thing. We get to treat them to lunch and they get a lot out of it. So something like that.
Great. How about Dick? How about your projects?
Well, we did the bike path, but the one that's coming up this Saturday is really interesting. We hooked up Pro City High School, the Interact Club did at 30 members, with the Pro City Shopping Center, and especially the Chuck E. Cheese in there. They're having a Halloween contest this Saturday, 8 to 10. They asked the interactors to be the judge. You need 10 of them. You'll pay them $200 for their coffers, and they'll be the judges for the kids. So we're trying to get the business involved with our kids, and Chuck E. Cheese wants to do it real bad.
Awesome. Wes?
New Valley had a beautification campus beautification day. So we went over, we helped them plant, trees and hibiscus plants. I grabbed whatever loose plants were on my yard and I stuck it in front of the administration building. So it was very interesting because we never met our kids till that day. So it was a good working experience.
Awesome. Jay, do you had some too?
Well, no, I have something, an announcement. I'd like to do that whenever you think it's appropriate.
Sure. Well, I'll just give you an update. So Roosevelt volunteered at the American Cancer Walk event that was out at KE Lagoon this past Saturday. They woke up at 4 something in the morning and were out there from 5 to 10 in the morning, handing out water and not chaperoning, but they were route cheers and handed out water and other things like that. And then a bunch of another bunch of kids in the Roosevelt Club separately that same day went to Malama Mauna Lua and did a invasive seaweed project. And the director of Malama Mauna Lua was a Roosevelt grad, so I don't think he was an Interact, but he was aware of Interact and always wants the Roosevelt Community Service Clubs to participate in Malama Mauna Lua. So just some ideas for you folks. Just want to spur the mind and get folks thinking of different projects they can give to their students. All right, Jay, what's your announcement?
Okay, well, last year we started, I'm going to give the bad news first. We started a middle school interact club at the charter school. We were able to do it. We did not have an advisor from the school, but we did have myself and a former teacher. So we were able to do it. And this year we wanted to go with the student council, and the advisor did not recommend it. So we're still struggling with that. We have another chance to try it. The good news is we have a new high school in Kihei coming. Kualani Hakoi High School. Finally, South Maui will get their own high school. And on November 4th, we have a meeting with the entire student body, 30 people. But we are going to be, Joanne Lard has been helping quite a bit with it. We're going to present ourselves as Rotarians. We want to tell them what is going on, what Rotary is, what we could do for them. And we're going to do a big selling job. We have 2 videos that are going to be queued up. We have the teachers in charge, or are really going for it. You know, we're going to present that we'll be able to, you're going to be your first program that we'll be able to have a banner for you. We'll do this. We're doing a selling job. I was a salesman, more than that, but for over 50 years. And, you know, I was a jeweler and a salesman. But anyway, we have this, and I really have very high hopes for starting an Interact Club. A couple of years ago when I joined, you know, I got into, youth service chair, Ryan says, we're going to have an Interact Club at the new high school. So it's really looking very, very good on it. And the other thing is that Ryla, Mary Alberts, is the chair for Maui. And she said that we can invite, even though normally freshmen are not invited, we can do it. We'll have to be going a second time. But we're just trying everything, and any suggestions anyone has how we could sell this to start an Interact Club at a new high school would really be helpful. I'm open for any suggestions. All right, so this is looking very, very good, and it eventually will be quite a large high school. I mean, there's a lot of people who live in South Maui. They're being bused all the way over the island to try and get to high school. So anyway,
It's super excited. Thanks, Jay, for the update. They
I'm
do
excited.
you have a meeting with the entire student body, which is the first 30 students that are going to go into that classrooms that G70 is designed. And you're meeting with both the SAC and the principal. So send Hallie the principal my regards. But once my role representing the Department of Education in a fairly contentious community issue is passed, I will be more than happy to join you, get that club started up. It's I think it's great, because I think if you can be the first club there that's active, this is, you rarely get a chance like this ever. So it's looking forward to it. Appreciate all the hard work that you and Joanne are doing.
I'm looking
for them.
forward to it being the best Interact Club in the island.
Yep. I hope so too. All right. Just a couple of last announcements. 2022 Interact Awards. It's always funny why the Interact Awards are due December 1st, but they're due December 1st. It's a video contest. I put the link in the agenda, but if your clubs want to submit for that, the instructions are there at the link. It's always nice to get some recognition. So if you do have an active Interact Club, please send it to them. It's not awards aren't everything that we do, but it's always nice to get a little bit of publicity from RI when we can. So if you do decide to send anything over from Interact Club to do an award video, just let me know.
And it might be a good thing to sign up for that Young Leaders newsletter on the Rotary website, and so you can get all these announcements. But Ryan, I wanted to let you know that there's discussion of starting an Interact at Molokai High School.
Great.
So Eileen and Joanne Laird are working on that.
Oh, awesome.
Hmm.
I'm hearing a lot of great things about Interact clubs restarting all over the place. I know Ken, you just sent in a certification form for signature, so there's a lot going on. Just got to keep the students engaged, do interesting projects for them, give them a little bit of money so they feel like they're doing something important. Just you got to build that relationship, and I think I'm always here to help you folks find interesting and unique ideas to keep your Interact clubs active. So any questions then for youth service? I know, so we're gonna in the next steps here, we're gonna be heading to November already. I mean, Rotarians Gives Thanks will have already occurred by the next committee meeting here. So if I could, just implore you in a lasting or last message here, just invite your Interact clubs to whatever you're doing for Rotarians Gives Thanks, Rotary Gives Thanks Day. Please invite your youth to that project. I do know the Eco Club is doing a community work day at the Kakako Garden. I think it's on November. It's not on Rotary Gives Thanks Day, but I think it's on November 12th or 13th. So my Interact club attended one of their presentations on lunch out of landfills, and is looking to assist with any community garden that they can. And so I believe they'll be joining the Eco Club of Kakako at their project in November. But it's not part of Rotary Gives Thanks, just something that they're doing. Are all of you getting are we Randy just stepped away, but is the community service group from the district helping out with any projects right now, or have any projects that need youth clubs or Interact clubs to be assisting with as well? Randy, I don't know if you know.
Sorry, Ryan, I missed that. I got a phone
So-
call right in the middle of.
Yeah, does Wally and then the community service team for D5000 have any joint projects coming up for Rotary Gives Thanks, or any other things happening, or are they sending out project ideas to all the clubs?
I have to check in with Wally. We did have a conversation with Kanu Hawaii about teaming up with them, in the schools and in youth. But that is still not decided what we're going to do and how we're going to approach it and stuff. So, and of course, I need you and Wally to run with that one. But let me check in with Wally, because I'm not sure what he has planned for the day.
Great. Yeah, and so just stay tuned on the Kanu Hawaii thing that Naomi and Randy had mentioned before. They do a big volunteer event with all sorts of different organizations in April. So we're looking to partner with them in April of this upcoming year. But we don't have anything set in stone for that, but that would be something like we were talking about earlier, sometime around Rotarians at Work Day. But please, just keep your clubs active, your Interact clubs active, your youth clubs active. If there's anything that if you want to be aware of any of the projects that my Interactors Club is doing, feel free to give me a call or send me an email, and I'm always happy to send some information to you as well. All right. Any other last agenda items from folks? Oh, the last thing I did put on here, Randy gave a little quick plug for it to me earlier, but in 2 days, there is a free superconductivity conference at the Hawaii Convention Center. Open to youth. It's free, no registration required. Pass along to your contacts. They'll be doing some interesting things with superconductivity and magnetic levitation and all sorts of other things. So we did want to at least pass that along to all of you as an opportunity for your youth clubs to attend. So, all right. Well, have a great Halloween and Thanksgiving, because we won't meet until after Thanksgiving. But that's all I had for tonight. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Ryan.
No problem. Thank you.
Stay cozy.